And we're following breaking news across our region right now. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Nadine Woodward. Severe thunderstorms sweeping through the inland northwest, bringing with them large hail, strong winds, and lightning. We're going to go straight to Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker. She's been tracking these storms all afternoon and joins us with the latest.
Well, Nadine, this is the most widespread severe thunderstorm outbreak that I can remember in my 16 years here, just because of the scope of how widespread these storms are. Right now, Spokane is in between two lines of severe thunderstorms, one to the north, now hammering Deer Park, moving very quickly to the north-northeast at about 50 miles per hour. All of these thunderstorms have a history of very large hail, anywhere from ping pong ball size all the way to baseball size hail, torrential downpours, frequent cloud-to-ground lightning, and perhaps most damaging, extremely high winds in the 60-mile-per-hour range with occasional gusts of 70 miles per hour. We have reports of widespread damage that Nadine and our crews will be talking to you about in just a moment. But first, let's take a look at, again, one area of severe thunderstorm activity right around Deer Park, moving very quickly to the north and east. But we have another one knocking at the back door for Spokane. This line extends from near Davenport through Medical Lake and through southern portions of the Spokane area and is moving into the region. Most likely we'll see the heavier damage and more extreme weather on the western side of the Spokane metro area. We're going to zoom out here, a little broader view on our Doppler radar, and all of these yellow boxes are severe thunderstorm warnings that are in effect for these systems. You can see all of northeast Washington and the panhandle of Idaho, warnings in effect as these storms make their way very quickly to the north and east. Again, these storms are lightning fast, 50 miles per hour, racing off to the north-northeast. We also have this line of storms around the Wilbur area, which we'll zoom in on in just a minute. But first, we're heading to the Silver Valley. This makes me especially nervous because it is all along I-90 from just to the east of Coeur d'Alene all the way through Kellogg, producing very large hail, extreme winds. Again, wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour. And this is the storm that moved through Pullman earlier in the day, producing ping pong size to golf ball size hail. These dark returns on the radar indicates not only heavy rain, but once you're into these darker reds, yellows, and pinks, that indicates the radar is picking up extremely large hail with this storm. And again, a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for this system as well as it makes its way a little more of an easterly component to that storm. We're now zoomed out looking at 6 hours worth of Doppler radar and how these storms are just exploding in the heat of the day. And even though a lot of the activity now starting to move northeast into northeast Washington and north Idaho, there is more developing downstream around or upstream around the Lewiston area and over the Blue Mountains. With that in mind, there is a severe thunderstorm watch in effect for all of eastern Washington, north Idaho, western Montana until 11 o'clock tonight. Our atmosphere is primed for more severe thunderstorm activity. And again, the history of these storms with the large hail, with the very gusty and damaging winds, as well as the lightning and torrential downpours. These thunderstorms are not to be taken lightly. If you are in the path of these storms, and chances are if you are listening to me now, you are in the path of these storms because they are so widespread, please come inside, get the kids inside. No softball games or baseball games tonight. Take shelter immediately, and we will keep you updated, Nadine. I'm going to go check my computer, see if there's anything new. The warnings have been coming down as fast as I can pull them off the printer, and I'll be back to update you in just a few minutes. Nadine?
Yeah, we'll check in with you then. Thanks so much for that, Chris. And viewers have been sending us pictures all afternoon of the hail. This is what the storm produced in Kettle Falls. Look at that large size hail pounding cars and pounding the entire town there. And in this picture, the rain and hail began running down the street. Good size hail there. KXLY4's Allie Norton now joins us tonight near Spokane International Airport. She's on the west side. What are you seeing now, Allie?
Well, Nadine, right now just windy. And like Chris Crocker said, do not take this lightly. If you have loved ones on the road and who are going to be in that storm, if there's a way that you can safely contact them, tell them to find shelter for just a little bit, because we were driving in this up to the airport, and what was bad about it was the winds. It was very, very windy, pushing the live truck back and forth. Also the hail, it was probably a solid 3 minutes of nonstop hail. It looked like winter out here, just snowstorm. It looked like a snowstorm basically. So if you have loved ones that are on the road and you can safely contact them, tell them to pull over if they are in the track of the storm. As you can see behind me over here, it is moving toward the northeast. If you can see in the background, it's kind of it's been getting a little bit bluer, so we can see that it is pushing that way. But again, stay safe out there, and we'll have another update coming up at 5.
All right, we'll check in with you then. Thank you so much, Allie. And we're getting incredible video and pictures into our newsroom right now. KXLY4's Melissa Luck joins us. Melissa, you've been monitoring social media all afternoon. Some pretty amazing stuff coming in.
Yeah, we started to see it about an hour ago down in the Pullman area, actually with some WSU football players reporting chunks of ice falling from the sky. Obviously, the hail, a major factor down there. And the pictures that we're getting in are really showing, like Chris mentioned, the extent of this, all the way from Pullman all the way up through the Spokane area. North Spokane being hit particularly hard right now. The Whitworth basketball coach posting a picture on Twitter of a 90-foot tree outside his window that has been completely uprooted up in the Whitworth area. So we have crews heading that way as well. I want to show you some video that Allie was just mentioning. They were out heading towards the airport. This is what she was talking about, driving through the conditions there on the West Plains about 45 minutes ago. Our crew pulled the car over at this point. Really, we want our crews and everyone out there to just be safe. But you can see just the driving rain and the wind in that area as people are now just starting to see the storm roll through the Spokane area. We would love to have your pictures. We're going to share them as well, not just because we're greedy and we want your pictures, but because it really does tell the story of what's happening and where the storm is going. You can send those to news4@kxly.com. You can post them on our Facebook page, post them on Twitter, and we'll continue to get those out. Wanted to point out one thing. Spokane police are active on their Twitter account today. Extremely important time to have a Twitter account if you use it. But Spokane police reporting traffic hazards all over the area. They reported a power line down near Francis and Taft, and we're hearing about those power lines and down trees throughout the community right now. A reminder, if there is a down power line in the street, in the yard, anywhere, don't go near it. A Vista will get to those downed lines, but it is not worth the risk. Also, just leave the trees where they are. Report the downed trees to the city street department. They'll get to those probably not until tomorrow. Obviously, power line's a priority, though. If you think you might lose power, which many of us will, I suggest you can watch us on KXLY.com. We'll stream the newscast. We'll update you as we can. And also, you can report outages through Avista's website as well, avistautilities.com. They want to hear where those power outages are, and they can update you on when they'll have those back. But Nadine, obviously an extremely busy, active evening in the Spokane area, and really no reason to go out right now. You're just going to deal with hassles pretty much everywhere you go.
Well,
Nadine? From
that I-90 video, you can't even see anything on the interstate right now, so just another reason to stay home. And we're looking at I-90 right now. Okay, this is looking out into the valley and east of Spokane. Doesn't look too bad there, but we've got isolated areas where, as we saw with Allie's video, absolutely no visibility. So we'll keep an eye on those situations. But these storms popping up intermittently all over the inland Northwest. We've also been receiving photos to the KXLY4 mailbox this afternoon. This is a accumulation of hail on someone's windshield in Kettle Falls. Kettle Falls, as Chris said, got really hit hard this afternoon. Jim Nelly sent us this picture. It's from Highway 195 north of Pullman just a few minutes ago following a windstorm knocking over a truck there. You know the winds have got to be very, very strong. Sustained winds, Chris said, of 60 miles an hour, gusts of 70 miles an hour. The storm's producing hail as big as golf balls, is even close to baseballs in some areas. This photo snapped by Teresa Bingham. She's in Pomeroy. Pomeroy and Pullman, both areas hit hard today. This photo posted by crews fighting the fires in north central Washington. We knew they were going to be inundated with rain and possibly flash floods as those firefighters fight the biggest fire in Washington state's history. This photo just tweeted by Whitworth University men's basketball coach Matt Logie. This is the one that Melissa Luck just talked about. This 90-foot tree uprooted right outside of his office. Be sure to log on to KXLY.com. We've got plenty of storm storm coverage there, and we'll continue to update our website, also our social media sites throughout this afternoon and evening. High winds and rain hitting Spokane hard as well. KXLY4's Jeff Humphrey live now on our sky deck overlooking downtown Spokane. And I haven't looked out the window lately. Jeff, what are you seeing? Well, it'd be interesting if you stuck your head out the door, because you would hear the constant sounds of sirens now echoing through downtown Spokane. It's been that way for about an hour since the storm first pushed through our area. And if you are not already home safely, you're going to have trouble with your commute, not only from down trees and down power lines, but also the loss of power at traffic signals. And so it'll be slow going for anybody who has not made it to the house to this point. The storm pushing and making its influence first felt in the Cheney area, where Highway 904, it was blocked by a down tree near the rodeo grounds. Then there are several down power lines on Spokane-Cheney Road, and there was a brief brush fire there, but Fire District 3 was able to get that out. Up at the top of the city, Fire District 9, they are trying to get to what they think is going to be a bad fire on Hazard Road, but Fire District 9 has been having a little bit of trouble with its communication equipment. Here in the city, we have also had trees come down. At 23 in Bernard right now, reportedly a tree fell on a house there. The Newport Highway, there is a tree on a trailer, and so the winds that Chris was talking about, gusts up to 70 miles an hour, have certainly taken their toll on the city. First toppling trees, bringing down power lines, starting some fires, although we have not heard of anything that seems extremely significant at this point. But there's a house fire on 4th Avenue, and our fire crews here in the city of Spokane are so busy right now, we actually heard them call to the Valley Department to ask for the Valley's help with that house fire in the 2500 block of East 4th. Another cell passing through. When this storm first approached the area, it hit the West Plains very hard, hit northern Spokane very hard, but essentially skipped the middle of the city, and the Valley is not even seeing any rain yet. There is another cell, though, approaching from the southwest, and perhaps that is the one that's going to put down some more rain and possibly hail here in Spokane. Reporting live on the sky deck, Jeff Humphrey, KXLY4. All right, thanks for that, Jeff. And the severe thunderstorm has uprooted trees around Spokane, and we just showed you a picture of the coach out at Whitworth. Tree uprooted right outside his office. KXLY4's Kylie Cruz joins us now live from South Spokane, where you've seen some trees down there too.
Well, Nadine, so far we have not seen any down trees. We're here on Cliff Drive, and so we are located, the station's located at near the Spokane Arena. So we went up the hill. We're here on Cliff Drive. We went here for about 20 minutes or so, and as you can see now, those winds picking up. And what I've seen from the last 20 minutes we've been here is we'll see a little calmness, and then those winds pick up. Also seeing a little bit of precipitation right now. You can see northwest corner of where I'm at, those dark clouds behind me. It seems like the storm is moving northeast. You can hear a lot of sirens right now, and that just has picked up in the last few minutes ago, that they have seen winds out of the Spokane airport in that 60-mile-an-hour range, Deer Park in the 70-mile-an-hour range. Here on Cliff Drive, I don't think we've seen that yet, but here you can hear it. There's definitely windy conditions out there. Haven't seen any hail from where I'm at, but it is dangerous outside, so definitely, I know we've been mentioning it, but there you can hear the wind right now, and look at that. You don't want to be out in this. You really, really don't, so stay inside. Continue watching us here on KXLY. So that we can keep everybody in the community safe. Nadine, as you can see now, that wind, you can see those gusts picking up here where I'm at Cliff Drive. We'll continue to keep you updated. We'll continue to let you know, and just stick with KXLY. We have got you covered in this, Nadine. For the meantime, we'll send it back to you in the studio.
All right, thank you so much, Kylie. And we'll continue to follow these severe thunderstorms throughout the inland Northwest. We'll be right back with KXLY4 News at 5.